Welcome to Franchise Empires.
Because I'm going to imagine, right, that given your experience at LensCrafter, that you felt pretty comfortable with
Yeah.
running retail stores already. But what did that element of, all of a sudden it's your capital versus massive holding company like Luxottica kind of paying your salary, and I'm sure, there's no fear of, that's coming in all the time. What did this just new role as, you as the CEO and were your friends more passive investors, or were they also helping out with ops?
They were all passive investors. I mean, these are guys that met me when I was 18 and an afro out to here. A lot of them were football teammates of mine. And so they knew me at my core. And there was, having gone through the shared experience of West Point and the friendships that institution just breeds in all of its graduates. It made it very easy to go and to approach them, because there was an element of trust that was already there, and bonds that were pretty strong from that standpoint. And so it wasn't a lot of kind of trust this guy. It was really about the opportunity, and they knew who they were investing in and my work ethic. And so it was really about the opportunity. And once we put together a business plan, and all of them said yes, it was pretty much for us at that point pretty straightforward. We were going to, at that point, we were thinking, man, if we could grow this thing to like 20, 25 units, we'll get a nice return, and life would be great from that standpoint. I don't think, if I'm honest with you, that we ever envisioned, getting to 100 or 125 units at the start. I thought we were pretty aggressive. We were thinking about 25. But as we got into it and we realized the true breadth and scope of the opportunity, it just made sense for us to continue to grow, and we have. And it's been one heck of a journey. We didn't necessarily have a huge learning curve on optical, because I had just spent 3.5 years at LensCrafters. So I knew the optical industry relatively well. But when it's your friend's money, I think it adds an element of pressure that is very different than what I would consider the arm's length transaction of getting money from PE or venture capital. It's because it's still arm's length, whereas with men and women that you've known for a considerable amount of time, stepping in and being entrusted with their hard-earned capital, it added an element of pressure that I needed from that standpoint, because I didn't want to let these people down, because I have known them practically all my life at that time.
Yeah, I could imagine, right? There's almost it's like trying to ward off maybe a sense of guilt if things were to go wrong. So that's it's a very intense motivator.
Reunions would have been a little awkward, right? So going back to the Army Navy game, I'd have been in disguise, right? And I didn't want to have to walk in with my tail tucked between my legs. So but it's been great. It's been great.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can tell. I'm sure it's they're probably excited to hear updates from you all the time.